And so a deep exhalation and just being here, like a relaxation and a softening. It's like arriving in the now, arriving here now, arriving into the fullness of your own heart, arriving into the silence of being, as if every exhalation takes you deeper into yourself. Brings you deeper into this moment. Into the simple resting. In a way that the freedom that we are called to explore is to regulate the nervous system into presence, to discover the presence that is the natural regulation of the nervous system, of the consciousness, where all of the moving, changing elements find their home. The big wide open space in which everything is happening. When we discover this big wide open space in which everything is happening, the focus is the stillness, the focus is the silence, the focus is the here now. And so the attention wandering or being distracted in a way that feels discordant towards the moving, changing, finds its kind of rootedness, its anchor in the now. And we naturally find the awareness that is aware of the moving, changing elements, awake to the moving, changing elements of the moment. But we drop into the stillness and silence of just simply being. The curious thing is that we can be searching and seeking in the play of the world for freedom, for spiritual experience. But it's actually in the stillness, in the silence, that recognition happens. Because what we are discovering is that we are the silence, that we're not the story, we're not the moving, changing elements, we are the silence. Our true nature, the nature that we share, is silent being. And so it's in the silence itself, like a depthful, resonant silence, that recognition happens. And it's not the recognition of someone, it's the recognition, remembrance of consciousness itself, remembering itself, and letting go of its belief in identity and being divided into the identity being in the being itself. That identity is the self with itself as one infinite, unbounded, eternal field of reality. So we're really bringing awareness and attention to the silence, the stillness. and we're resting. We're resting in a way that is like a natural relaxation. Realization happens by itself in the resting. Realization happens by itself. There's nothing that we can do. There's nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, and we hear these things, and yet somehow we can still be moved to try. But when it lands, it really lands in a way that is like a stop. This deep exhalation that just allows a natural beingness, a natural resting. In some ways it can seem perhaps a little abstract to point to the stillness, to the silence, and just to being. But there's something actually very natural and practical about just being, because it's what we always are. It's the simplicity that we always are. So we drop into the moment. We truly rest in the moment just as it is. And when we rest in the moment, it's the natural meeting place, we could say, of the parts of us that we can believe in our lived experience. It's where the seeming parts of us come together. So the sense of the human and the divine come together in the silence. The sense of the spiritual and the material come together in the silence, in the resting. When everything is welcome to be here just as it is. When your mind is welcome to be here, the thoughts are welcome to be here. The body is welcome to be here. The feelings, the sensations, all welcome to be here. The tensions are welcome to be here. There's a softening, a relaxation, when everything is truly welcome to be here. So whatever feels to be discordant in the field is welcome to be here. Whatever feels to be in conflict is welcome to be here. Whatever is resistant is welcome to be here. When everything is truly welcome, and that welcome says, just as you are, my love, just as you are. It's not asking for anything to change. It's not inviting, creating a mood or any particular way of being. It's an open, agendaless welcome that says, just as you are welcome here. You are loved here. And that love is the welcome, right? It's true love. It's in a way something that we can be so deeply longing for, because it can feel very profoundly missing from the life, because we can have grown up habituated to feel like somebody wants something from us. Whether it's that, even as a baby, you know, wanting us to smile, to be happy, to not cry, wanting us to eat your dinner, right? Eat your breakfast. It's like a whole energy dynamic of feeling like trying to navigate, what does this being want from me, and how can I fulfill what is wanted from me, right? And so when we truly come to this moment where nothing is wanted, the invitation is entirely open. There's a depth of relaxation, and that relaxation isn't a relaxation that's pleasing anybody or trying to fulfill somebody else's needs. It can kind of let go of a protective sense of trying to read the moment. And we can actually drop into being in a way that is very pure and natural. So when nobody wants anything from you, it's like you can really meet yourself. You truly come to a presence, because the guarding, the protection, the measuring, the sense of trying to read the moment and what you have to do in order to show up and meet someone else's needs just starts to fall away. And we could even say that even the ways that we hold and carry ourselves in our own company, the expectations that we have of ourselves, to be a certain way, to not eat certain things, to move in this way and not in that way. This is right, this is right, that is wrong, this is right, that is wrong. Right, this constant barrage. The underlying kind of issue at the root of any kind of discordance, conflict, upset in the life is always a belief that you are apart from love, apart from the glory, apart from wholeness. And it can be accompanied by varying storylines of unworthiness, unlovableness, undeservedness, limitation, lack, deficiency. But if we really kind of boil it all down, underneath all the stories, underneath all of the details and particulars, if there's a belief in division, if there's a belief in separation, then that is the root that in a way we want to bring awareness to for true deep healing to happen. So we can see that we can spend a lot of time trying to heal the symptoms, trying to heal within the play of cause and effect, trying to heal on the level of consciousness where the misunderstanding has been created. But it's as if we have to go right down deep to the root, to where we're holding that belief in separation, that belief in limitation. And the true healing that happens here is not a fix it, change it kind of operation. It's a deep, resonant remembrance of wholeness. It's a deep unraveling of the protective beliefs And in the presence of love, in the presence that is truly present to itself, in openness, there's a resting and a relaxation where we discover what it is to just be here, to just be here just as you are. Nothing is being asked of you. No agendas. There's no timekeeping, no deadlines, right? It's just a simple invitation to be yourself in the deepest and most subtle way. Not trying to create an idea of what it is to be here, but to actually be here just as you are, so that the full spectrum of you is here with an unconditional welcome. Whatever happens to be present and alive for you right now is welcome here. And of course, that includes the human experience, the thinking mind. It includes the body. And it, of course, includes the wide open sense of being. It includes the felt sense I am, the sense of existence itself. So we're not trying to fix the seeming problem. We're not trying to resolve the seeming issue. We're realizing that, in a way, the belief that there is a problem is the problem. Right? Did you get that? Right. The belief that there is a problem is the problem. Because when there's a belief that there's a problem, that whole energy is the energy that there's something wrong here. There's something wrong with me, or I've done something wrong. And I need to either try to keep that under tabs. I need to keep that hidden. I need to deny that. Or I need to fix it or change it. Or I need to be proving myself. All of the ways, right? But when we recognize that that itself is the movement within our functioning that's expecting something of ourselves or others that is not just what's here. We're longing for love. We're longing for love, to know love, to be love, to share love, because it is the true nature. But love itself has no conditions on it. Love itself is not a currency, it's not a bargaining tool. Love itself is the open presence that truly welcomes everything. And so in a way, when we come to silence, when we come to stillness, we come to the presence of love. Because it's an unconditional moment. It's an unbounded, timeless, unconditional moment. And when we meet the unconditional, we meet ourselves in our simple essence nature. And not in a way that we have to understand, not in a way that we have to get it, not in a way that we have to prove ourselves or get, tick the boxes or get a gold star, get permission, none of that. We just meet ourselves in the simplicity and rawness of being. We come into an inner communion in the silence, in the stillness. So when we just rest here, we we open to this transmission field of light, the transmission field of grace, and that grace is infinite and unbounded. It's unconditional. It's a moment of purity, of unconditional love and welcome, where there's no postures, no expectations, just a simplicity of meeting yourself, where there's a resting and relaxation that allows you to truly be as you are. To meet yourself, to meet your own heart, and to receive the transmission of grace as it recalibrates your field, reorganizes the consciousness, refines the discordant patterns. The intelligence itself takes care of everything. The field of intelligence is like a wild field of Shakti grace, right? The stillness, the silence is the Shiva grace. And the flow, the dynamic flow that's recalibrating the intelligence is the Shakti grace. And it's flowing as a wildfire of love that is flowing in your field to reorganize and recalibrate in the presence of still, silent, natural being. A reorganization happens. Consciousness itself, conscious of itself, releases its holding patterns of belief in being a singular point to realizing its infinite, unbounded nature. And of course, that translates in the stillness and the silence of having a felt lived experience of being infinite and unbounded in nature, being timeless here now and eternal. And then here we drink from the wellspring that is eternal, essential goodness. And we discover where there is no play of opposites, just an essential goodness that belongs to every heart. And as we rest here and the recalibrations happen, we discover that heart, the one heart that we all belong to. And as we discover that heart, we could say that the intelligence starts to reorganize the field to bring forward what has been hiding in the unconscious. It tries to bring everything to the light. It's very generous and very sweet, how it just wants to bring everything, all of itself. It says, wow, if this part of me can just rest here and be totally unwound and feel so relaxed and so true, then why not bring all of me? Why not keep just bringing everything to this light, to this love? And so what is hiding in the unconscious starts to call itself forward. It starts to give itself up to God, to the glory. Starts to give itself up to love. And as everything that has been hiding gives itself up to love, there's a sense of the life undividing. There's a sense of the holding patterns that believe in separation and division from love, from wholeness. The belief in limitation and lack and deficiency. It all starts to be reorganized. And so we can actually feel and sense the natural wholeness of who we are. And there's an ever deepening, softening and relaxation that is happening. So just resting here, just resting in this field of light, of unconditional love, and just receiving the grace. There's nothing to do but just be here in openness with a heart that says yes, that's resonating at a frequency that makes you available for grace. It says, yes, Grace, come along. Do what you will with me. Reorganize me. Upgrade, recalibrate me. I hand myself over to the intelligence that knows. I hand myself over to the flow of Shakti grace. The picture of what this life is so big, so big, so much bigger than the stories, so much bigger than the holding patterns, so much bigger than what we can ever possibly begin to understand. All of the energy that we put into trying to make sense of it, trying to get it right, trying to be seen, and all the groovy things we do as a human. What is actually happening here is so profound. The big picture of this life is just so ginormous, so unbounded. And it's all just happening. So all of the ways that we think that we can control, all of the ways that we try to make of it, we can never make sense. We can never understand. And really, we're not being invited to try. We're being invited to hand it all over, all of the protective needs to understand and control, to the intelligence itself, so that we recalibrate and we activate the true natural intelligence that we are and what we are made of, so that we are bringing online greater capacity. We're bringing online a greater sense and connection to the infinite, unbounded. And in a way, our consciousness is shifting from the belief that what I am is the singular point, the mind-body, to realizing that what I am is the infinite, eternal, unbounded being. And as we open and the consciousness shifts, of course the nervous system shifts. We're shifting the whole operating system to the true intelligence, where we don't need to know things in the way that we believe that we need to know. The mind still operates, we still function, but it's like we're being powered and resourced from the source. Instead of trying to generate power and resources from within ourselves and from the world, it's like we're plugged into the main source, where the resources are eternal. There's enough. There's more than enough. There's more than enough for everyone. There's more than enough support, love, grace, guidance, care, patience. There's an abundance here. And everything is inviting us to come to a depth of rest and relaxation where we can receive that abundance, where we can join with that flow of abundance, where we can be truly nourished. And true nourishment happens when we actually rest and receive, when we're not on guard, where we're not trying to read the situation and find out what's expected of us, where we can truly rest. And just really feel a frequency welcome that receives all of you just as you are. Yeah. You can fill yourself here. You can drink here. You can quench your parched thirst, right? You can drink and be quenched, be nourished here. And you can keep resting and deepening into a softening of the postures of protection and being on guard. So in this moment, just notice, like, what is happening? How are you feeling in this resting? As we are illuminating and pointing to this total natural reciprocity, the grace of true nourishment, of being able to relax and be yourself. And if you notice resistance or holding in the field, tension in the field, can welcome that too. Can welcome it all. Everything is truly welcome.